everyone. Oh my gosh, we are so excited to see you this evening. My name is Dr. Stacy Holweger, and happy Tuesday. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all of our guests. And of course, to those of you that are watching the replay as well tonight, we have a fantastic lineup for you. We are in week 4 of a 5-part series on fitness and athletes, some professional, some just, doing their thing. But we have had instructors on here talking about how they're yoga instructors, personal trainers, row coaches. We heard from former NFL football player last week. We've had an amazing time the last several weeks. And so tonight I wanted to do something special, and I wanted to have a variety of ages and backgrounds in different levels of fitness, different types of competition, and have them share their personal experience and testimonials with you. So I have created a PowerPoint with their information. I'll be screen sharing that here in just a minute. But before we do, I want to share our disclaimer that the information that we're sharing tonight about LifeWave is for informational purposes only. It is not intended to treat, cure, or diagnose anything. If you have any questions about your medical health, your medicines, or anything going on with you, please check with your healthcare practitioner or your doctor, whoever you see on a regular basis that is in charge of your care. Thank you. Yes, and we are not claiming to prevent any diseases either. So just know it's for informational purposes. You're going to hear again, tonight is about fitness. It's about athletic performance. It's about recovery through injuries and through enhancements of that performance as well too. So I'm excited to share with you tonight. Let me get started with my screen share. And let me pull this baby up. So this, you're going to have to watch it like this because I don't want to mess it up, and I still need to be able to maneuver all my things, okay? So this, we're going to talk about the backbone here with LifeWave before we hear from our athletes. This is Richard Quick, and David Schmidt is the inventor of our technology, okay? David has been inventing things his entire life. He invented our first LifeWave patch, the energy enhancer, over 20 years ago when he was working with the Navy SEALs. This is not a Navy SEAL here, but I do want to share with you who this is. So the Navy SEALs, everything was going great with them, using energy enhancer instead of their caffeine, amphetamines, uppers, that kind of stuff. And of course, we know what happened here in the US with 9/11. Our country had to take a different turn to bear more arms and protect the country. And so they pulled out of the mission that David was working on with the SEALs and the mini subs, inventing survival equipment. And he went to his good buddy, Richard Quick. He got connected to Richard at Stanford University. He said, hey, think I've come across something amazing here. I've invented this technology, but I need proof. I'm a scientist. I'm a researcher, right? I need to know that this is actually real. And so he and Richard partnered together in this and doing studies with Richard's USA Olympic athletes and his swim team at Stanford University. Richard is a 6-time Olympic swim coach, and he has female Olympians. Well, 6 out of the 8 gold medal female Olympic athletes beat their PR using the energy enhancer in just a very short time when they started using it. So, yep, it was working. Things are going great. Well, 2 years later, 2 years of clinical studies before David decided to open his own company, start LifeWave, and actually share this with the public. And you can find all of that research. Leo put it in the chat for you, the website startx39now.com. You can see all those energy enhancer clinical studies, as well as the other 80 plus clinical studies that we have, many that are double-blind, placebo-controlled, even peer-reviewed clinical studies. So we have had a lot of professional athletes over the years that have utilized this technology. And I just threw some of their pictures together today that I've saved over the years into some slideshows, and, just cute, right? It looks great, but we have, a broad representation of a lot of different types of athletes that are out there in the spotlight using these patches. We can catch them, hidden down here and whatnot. So whether you're in the gym, whether you're looking to enhance your performance, or just to be able to be active, in your garden, whatever it may be, this technology works for you. It can work for anybody and everybody that uses it daily. So we're going to start with our first person. And this person is pretty near and dear to my heart. It happens to be my 19-year-old son, that I'm so proud of him being on here with you guys tonight. So, Trey, can you talk to us about your journey the last 3 years with LifeWave?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Good?
Yes, you are good.
Okay. Um, Past 3 years, so I was in high school when we heard about this. I was playing basketball at the time, those bottom two pictures. Um, Basically at that point I was doing some light weightlifting and mostly cardio from basketball. So my mom started me with the X39 and Eon to clean up any toxins like it says. And then after that, I quickly wanted to try the energy enhancer because of the benefits that they say for endurance and recovery. And that is the first patch that I started to use after the X39 Eon. And I saw great benefits with my cardiovascular health. I was able to run up and down the court a lot faster. I was honestly playing the whole game. By the end of my junior and senior season, the team honestly was like going downhill. I had to play like the whole game anyways, so it was good that I was on the patches for that. And then started after basketball, I graduated and started getting into like heavy weightlifting. And that is when I started the Carnosine as well as when the X39 came out. And so that is actually what I still use to this day is the X39 and the Carnosine, or X49, sorry, and the Carnosine. I use that, using it right now, been using it for the past like year and a half straight because that is what I see the best benefits for weightlifting, with the X49 being so good to increase muscle mass over time. Also with the Carnosine to increase fat oxidation, increase metabolic rate. So I'm able to eat pretty much. I don't have the greatest diet, but I try. Um, and I'm able to eat more lenient things with a higher metabolic rate, not gaining too much fat. On those three pictures you can see of me in the middle, that was me in the left, probably I think sophomore year. So when this journey began, I had already been in the gym probably about a year at that point, had some beginner gains. Fast forward to last year in the middle picture, that was me completely bulked up, 225 pounds in the winter. And then fast forward to that last picture, that was last week. I've cut down to 200 pounds now, um, and kept some size, a little bigger than I was sophomore year, and also lost some fat. And I can give that thanks to the X49 and the Carnosine that I've been wearing every single day. Underneath this, you can see my gains. When I started using the patches, you can see the first 30 days in the gym, my gains went up pretty substantially, I would say. 240 to 270 on bench, squat 315, 30, 35, deadlift 405 to 455. After using it for another 1.5 years, I can say my bench is at 340, my squat is 405, and my deadlift is 520 now. So I've continued to get bigger in the gym. Obviously, you're going to get normal gains just by working out, but the patches, I mean, I've pretty much gone past all of my friends in fitness goals. I've hit all my goals. So consistent training, wearing the patches works very well. You can see at the bottom, I did use glutathione when needed, when having a cold. I rarely get colds. It sometimes tends to happen when I go up to visit my friends in college. It's pretty, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's pretty pretty disgusting
Disgusting.
in places up there in college towns. So I sometimes would come back with a cold, but didn't last very long anyways. And then on the right, you see my lip. That was a slight injury I had from basketball. Someone's elbow hit my lip, and started patching it. Got full recovery pretty quickly. Within months, I mean, it was like it's gone now. No, not even a scar. So that's pretty cool. And then as well, also junior year, you can see in the top right, I had an ankle injury. Believe it was just a bad sprain, but I mean, it was a really bad sprain. I had to go on like crutches, but I was only on crutches for like a day or two. The patches did heal that up very quickly. Within like, I guess a few weeks to a month, it was fine. I mean, I was back to back to like light stuff, nothing like crazy, but some light stuff. So yeah, I like to golf a lot. So I if you golf also, a lot of and people in the older generation like to golf. I would recommend the energy enhancer for that. You could golf 36 holes a day if you wanted to on that. I've heard a lot of people. I know Gary Homburg is one of them. I also just basically lift weights, and that's about it I do for. I'm not really like, I lift weights. I guess you could say that's an athlete, but I don't play many sports except for golf. But that's basically it.
Wonderful. Thank you, Trey. Appreciate you taking the time to do this, buddy.
Yep.
Trey is an incredible athlete. Obviously, you can see from his gains, he's accomplished a lot. So I'm very proud of him for what he's done. With his injuries, this was supposed to be stitched. This was a week later, so it did heal very quickly to be nothing within just a matter of a couple weeks. This was just a couple days later. The swelling had already went down on this one, but went back to the ortho doctor in a couple weeks, and the ortho doctor, that does the ultrasound and stuff, they couldn't believe that he had healed with nothing, no sign. And of course, Trey's young, right? So his cells that are responsible for repair and regeneration are active. They're doing all the things too. But sometimes accidents happen, right? And injuries happen. And so to give that body that extra boost that it needs to get past that, or get past it even faster, is really important.